11 a.m. EST. Time for Mike and me. We came in after President's Day with some pretty strong risk off. Mike, any option flow backing it up? Any put buying?
No, not yet.
Zero.
It's pandemonium. That's just like nobody's going to do anything in front of NVIDIA, which is going to be a binary.
Right.
So it's just that if anything now is a gamble, I get it, but the answer is no.
Okay. It's not making much hay out of a weaker dollar. We've had the dollar testing major support here at 80. It's an important level for it to hold. Yields are lower. It's the first time in a while I've seen lower yields, lower dollar, lower market. So unless it really reverses, there's something different happening in the market because normally a weak dollar would be supportive, lower yields would be supportive, and it looks like it's all about earnings now. And they opened the video sharply lower. Is it because there's fear of them not being able to meet or beat?
No, everything is priced in. The leader of them all is SMCI,
Right.
which is the perfect analogy of stairs up, elevator down. Had a 25% top to bottom move on Friday. Now it's down another
Yeah.
whatever percent of
Yeah.
SMCI covered it.
I,
Or
I
so
saw.
yeah.
Yeah. I saw it was a huge key reversal. It actually took out 2 full days prior range on that. So maybe when I hand you the charts, um,
That's what I
you
do.
could,
That's why I do sometimes what I do. I know, sometimes you're going to be wrong before you're going to be right. It'd be nicer to make the long money on the tail end of that, knowing that the biggest moves are at the end. But that changed, coach, that fell from 1070 to about 840 within about a half an hour. And it took literally, and it took what the month that whatever it took to drive it up. So
okay.
yeah, it's you have to be focused. That's what I always say. You have to be focused. You can't just go away and say I'm up in this thing. You come back and you're down 30%. By the way, it's going Nevada does something. It's going to give back 50% in a week, as opposed to going back 1,000% in 2 months, whatever it was. So
Okay. Here's a
bottom line
gold.
is there's proper rotation still, as you can see the markets. Now, I mean, there's a little bit red on the screen, but they're taking up a couple of low floaters. Some things are they're adjusting. There's a little bit of shock still a little bit.
All right. Well, I have Wile E. Coyote sitting on a descending trend line in Apple, testing it for the 1 millionth time. Still no breakdown. So if the market holds, it won't break down again. But just like you see on Hollywood action movies, they don't break the door down the first time they hit it. Usually takes three shoulders before the door finally caves. So
Right.
the more you test a support or a little tutorial, the more opportunities a market gives you, Mr. Market, to buy at an important area of support, the less you should trust it.
Or
So,
or
so
can I?
here's what, yeah, here's what Apple's saying. Oh, you missed this move here after earnings when they defended it. I'm going to give you another chance to buy it here, just because you're a nice guy. Therefore, be skeptical about that. And I don't know what's happening in energy, but I talked to a guy who today who's kind of negative uranium, just for a correction. But
Got a guy. I got a
yeah,
guy.
all right. And also, so gold has made a decent move. I mean, we got the flush under 2000, didn't last long. I mean, here we were, 1985, and now we're all already back here. But again, look at the miners. And I asked someone today if they could explain why um, Majestic is right at its COVID lows,
I almost bought it
and
on Friday. You were
and
out. I almost bought it on Friday. I was itching.
and silver is $10 higher than when AG was here in 2020, and no one can explain it to me. Can you?
No,
Okay. So anyway,
I'm
even
not going
though
to be
the
the. No, I'll be.
metals are railing. I'm not convinced about the shares yet. I still think we could see 25 here. on the GDX. And let's see, Newmont. I think we could get one more, still go to 30 bucks in Newmont. The silver had a wild day last week, but you want to buy this chart, the junior ETF in silver? I don't.
I
I
don't
know
know. A
that.
couple, may I say something about silver? I got a guy. He kind of thinks that silver is kind of in a stage two category where it looked like it may break out. Is it not look that way?
Oh, you mean the physical metal?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it had a real, well, it's been wild. Okay, so here's silver. We had this huge here. I'll show you the daily how volatile it's been. So it looked negative here, right? Gold was breaking down, silver was, and in 3 days we rallied a buck and a half, just right back to resistance. And then plus, it looked like we had a breakdown in the gold silver ratio. The breakout was negated, but now we're here again. And I'll be more convinced that silver and gold at bottom if the dollar breaks down. And we tested important support here at 103.80. So if the dollar breaks down under 103.80, metals to take off, and I'll have to say the bottom was in gold and silver. The bottom was in
Okay.
euro at 107, but I don't think so yet. I think there's another shoe to drop.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn the
Uh-oh. Hold on.
charts over to you, buddy, and maybe you could show people the beauty of a key reversal on SC, SS, whatever it is.
SMCI.
Yeah, that's well, remember I said they were putting them all over CNBC last week that we had to be close. What's his name again, the CEO?
SMCI?
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know his name.
Okay.
I wasn't down in the position that much to do the
He-
research on everything that I should know about the company.
yeah, they're a big Bitcoin holder, right?
Well, thank God, because that's we'll talk about that anyway. So Friday, listen, in hindsight, what happened? You could have said that about a couple of Fridays. SMCI broke the record of GameStop for holding above the 95% RSI stature for as long as it did. All right, bravo. Okay. So that Friday, which was this reversal day, was major expiration. So maybe they ran it up into expiration. It did hit 1,000. It waffled a little bit. Believe the high
Want to
was.
show the chart, bro?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had it. There you go.
Well, you're enjoying your thoughts so much that you
Well, I'm
forgot to
not
put
looking
it.
at the little icon to see if I'm actually making sense here. Here's
Yeah,
SMC. So they ran it up,
yeah,
and this was Friday. I think
yeah,
the high was like 1080, 1070, whatever. Believe me, I was well aware of it. I was
yeah.
short I was short 300 shares at one point in my average price. I got it to 888. So that morning, let's go back. You could probably do this better with the reversal because you're better with these signals.
The
So
key the key thing about that reversal was it covered 2 days ranges. Normally a
exactly.
reversal do 1 day,
I think
but
that's more important than any lesson that I'm going to dissertate to because that's what still I was reminded of. And those that I follow, which are few, but which are obviously quality. I'm talking about Sir Larry type of people. You know what I mean? Said that 2 day move was that was at the beginning. It wasn't the 1 day makes a reversal. It was plummeting on 8 times volume, blowing through. It wasn't even like it helped anyway. So this was the
yeah,
high. What is it? 1077
yeah.
by 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock. This is what 9:50. Well, hold on. Let's say 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. He is right at 9:15. Let's say what 9 o'clock. 1075 by 10 at 9:45. It was 864. So by 864, it was here. Here's where it was at the open, and here's where it was and half an hour later. This morning they tried to open it up. Some jerk, let's go. Some guy was some guy Rosenblatt said 1300 price target, and that's where I actually started shorting more this morning. This is in the morning. I shorted some 832, shorted some 830. Unfortunately, I covered at 753. Stock did go down to 7, but I made the hard as usual. Well, in this type of trade, as most do. I made the hard money, but it was there. It's just if you had staying power. It wasn't like I doubled down for the past 2 weeks. I had plans. This third, by the way, this right here, 1, 2, 3, was the third day up into the biggest volume it had, if you want to be specific.
Look at that red volume though.
Oh, well, that's even more important.
Was
So
that
it kind of
Friday or
worked.
today? That was Friday.
No, that's Friday, but this is
Yeah,
today also. So, coach,
yeah.
let me take off these uh
So I do have some experience with parabolas and parabolic moves, which this certainly was. And what normally happens is once the decline stops, you could get some type of reflex rally. That's where you break out some fibs, and they'll build some hope that it was just
I don't know, coach.
aberration.
I appreciate that. I don't want to, those hope they. I was hoping it would come in on Friday. That hope was a tough trade. Uh,
Well, I'm saying
but you know what? This
there
was
could be
also
another opportunity.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, it could be Nvidia's coming out. I mean, but you know what? This was the last to go down. But the easy trades, as you would say, I don't know. I didn't watch your video yet. AMD.
Yeah, it didn't make a new
I know
high.
you brought up Apple.
I brought
Uh,
up AMD.
Even you could brought up Nvidia. Nvidia was the second to go. Now Nvidia,
Yeah,
if Nvidia, God forbid, Nvidia pulls an SMCI into earnings, this could very easily go back into 500, where everybody's price
it
targets
could.
were to begin with.
Right. You're right. So, I mean, the market has a lot of air underneath it.
But coach,
And we proved it with those two.
they go with JP Morgan.
Yeah.
Walmart. First of all, it did pull back a little bit. You want to call that it's still blasting through multi-year highs.
Sell it.
I, I mean,
And
you've
sell
got some.
JP Morgan too. There's
What's that?
divergence all over JP Morgan. It's not confirming at all.
Coach, but this is why I'm going to beg to differ, because I
Okay.
thought that about Abercrombie and Fitch, but the RSI was still in the mid. Well, JP Morgan, God forbid this. No, no, no. I don't. Coach, it may very well work, but I'm
I,
not doing it.
well, I wouldn't be long. So
Well, that's
I
fair.
mean, you might be right, but it's a little different chart than the Abercrombie that you showed. Different structure. Initially the momentum was much higher, almost 90, okay, on Abercrombie.
That's fair.
Anyway, we'll see.
Okay. So I mean, they're taking up Lunar. Lunar. I mean, there's still some small stocks that are up here. Double Lunar. It's up whatever, another $4.
How about the Playhouse? How's the Playhouse doing today?
Which one's that?
That stock that was all over the place
Oh,
last week.
Holo. Well, another thing. The high
Oh,
on
so
Friday
people,
was not.
yeah, people went home long Friday and got creamed today.
Oh yeah, the high on Friday was. We called it actually. Is it wouldn't get. We'll talk about that another time. I didn't trade it. Was
All right.
100. Then you turn
Yeah.
around. It's 66% lower.
People are getting blown out if they don't have good discipline right here.
You know
They
what? I'm
are.
down on losers, but they're not down. They're down on
Are they shorts or are they
no.
longs?
Well, UNG, get to know it.
Oh, natural gas. Yeah. So I saw that piece you put in our room about natural gas. Who was it? Goldman turning
Yeah,
bearish on it,
yeah.
and you
That's their
said
buy
that's a
signal.
buy.
They want everybody out.
Okay.
We need confirmation. It's a tough trade, but
Do we need Larry Fink to say sell natural gas because we're going to have a windmill?
no. We need Dave. We need Dave Hunter to say buy not buy natural gas. We need him on. We need him on again. But coach,
Okay,
listen.
we'll get him.
Tesla. I mean, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's a bear flag. It
But all
says
these
going
stocks
lower.
that were below the 50-day moving average wind up working. The one that I upset was
Schwab's
Unity Software. A
looks
beautiful
bad.
trade right up the mark. The Nasdaq was stretched.
Yeah,
It had volume, still couldn't break through. And another thing to edify your previous statement, you said
weak
you opened
rally.
with. The longer that stock took not to break through and get squeezed, the longer it's
Yeah,
going to now. It's really in trouble.
yeah. It's like, oh, you weren't paying attention 2 days ago at that important technical point. We're going to let you trade it today.
How about
I
coming
mean,
back
don't you
again
hear
today?
that in your? I mean, if you don't have that in your head, stop trading. You have to think about, why is the market letting me do this or do that?
I say that
Are they
about Phil's.
Yeah.
When I
Oh,
get quick
why?
fills, I said, "Oh, they want me in the."
Yeah,
I
yeah.
when I get fills right away, I go, "Oh no!"
Welcome to the Paranoid Traders Report.
But coach, you know what I mean. When you
I
get
do know
even
what
in
you
the old
mean.
days, when you got to fill
There,
right away, you're in trouble.
yeah. When you were unable, it was a huge winner. It come back, oh, unable. It traded at the price 10 times. But now you're not for you.
No, no,
Anyway,
it was.
all right.
Here
Anyways,
we go. Bottom line, let's go to the other Jesus. Not really seeing any aggressive rotation, mostly aggressive action in Intel. Can July dip buying? That's a Bitcoin China play, I believe. The
okay.
rest is mostly isolated bounce flow and a handful of names. Maybe SMCI does bounce. Maybe it doesn't. Uber, obviously, I get it. Some June sweeps. Protective sweepers have slowed in active Nasdaq names.
Hey, where's your shirt?
I got the hat. They only sent me
Oh,
one shirt. What do I got? It's like I'm in college. I have to wash it every day. They have to
like your
send me a couple of them.
yeah, well, I'd like a few more too. But anyway, that's a good point. How long did you go in high school without washing your gym clothes? What's the longest you ever went?
Well, I could say something obnoxious and I can't, but
All
not
right.
very long. We had a
Okay.
housekeeper. I didn't have stuff though. You know what I mean?
All right.
It was like silver spoons. You ever see silver spoons?
No.
Oh.
All right.
Anyway,
Eh,
there's the quote on the doxer, the dollar VIX up
yeah.
5% still. Not seeing anything going here. How about this? We'll leave it at this. Volume up 15% on a monthly average. Nasdaq's up heavy volume. So there's something to do today.
Okay. I probably have a hat. I didn't open every
No,
box.
I have a hat, a shirt, and a parka.
How
So
about how about
one day I wear the
pants?
hat when the other two are in the wash. Then when
Yeah.
those are clean, I wear the shirt and then I throw the hat. Yeah, I have it in rotation. It's clear rotation.
Well, you would say that's proper rotation, Mike.
It is proper rotation.
All right, so let's leave it with the greedometer here.
There we
It's
go. That was
it's
posted a
not
little bit.
extreme. Did it ever get to extreme?
No, I don't think if it did, it just it never got to. No, it was never. It
Okay.
never redlined. It might have broached the extreme, but it was never like that's it. We've had no. It was never at that point.
All right, brother. Great to catch up with you.
You too, Coach. Hope you're feeling better. Go back to the TradeGATEHub. Look what Goldman says. Everyone's in the pool. I mean, obviously, I thought that on MCI at 1,000, you had it for it to go to 1,100, another 10%.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Tough to time
maybe
that.
it's just like these algos. Maybe they buy higher and they short lower. Anything that's taking out yesterday's low, keep in mind. Anything that's above yesterday's high when the market's weak, keep in mind. Trade these new low pivots. Don't be waiting. Confirmation will pay when you
A-
wait for those levels.
And I'm telling you, I don't think we're any more than 4 weeks away from the best buying opportunity in the miners because no one could explain why you have stock prices of the miners at COVID lows when the price of the physical metal is so much higher, especially silver. You're talking $10, man. That's a big differential. So
How about
that's
this
it,
coach
man.
in the comeback? How about this one? You never make it. I took losses. You never make it on the way down. Mara, 30,
Yeah,
right down to 25. Boom.
yeah.
Riot. Boom. That's the one that's the
What's
dog.
my target in S&Ps by April?
Well, Goldman, S&P by April?
Yeah,
I'm not good at that,
I
coach.
gave it to you. No, what's mine? What was I talking
I'll
all
tell you.
last week?
Oh, 454 on the
Force,
spies.
oh, okay, because I'm talking 465 on the futures.
Fine. So we'll
I
go.
mean
Well, I'm right.
4650, 4650.
I guessed. You want to know why? Because that's where it should be.
Yeah,
Just joking. No, but that
all
is
right,
it.
that's it. And we'll have and by then we're going to have the major dollar top in. We're going to have the major low in the metals and the miners. Get ready. You have time to get ready. Be
Coach, I'd love
patient.
to.
Get ready.
I'll tell you, I love building that. I love building positions I love
We're
building
we're
positions in
go.
those metals.
This is going to be the best run that we've had probably since 2018. And if you go back to 2018 in the miners,
Oh, we're
it
killing it.
was spectacular.
How about
So,
this move, Coach?
hey,
GCT. Hold
Yeah,
on.
over the falls in a barrel. Niagara
Really?
Falls. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
36
Dangerous
to 20.
market. Dangerous market, shaking out the froth. Let the froth die down. There'll be great buying
35. The
opportunities.
stock was the second strongest stock. 35.
Yeah,
You go make yourself a tea. You turn
yeah,
around. It was bid 20,
yeah.
coach. And by the way, this is a thick stock. All the way up, it's been thick. It's not been like a 300, 400. This has been a good floater
Well, so what kind of sign are you getting with all these like collapses in a day?
that I can
That
start concentrating more. Oh, no, I'm just, just
yeah, that there's some vulnerability out there, right?
right. No,
Yeah,
this
things
movement,
don't always go up.
and it's not for the faint of heart. So if you don't, we're
No,
here all day and all night. It's an international room. Everybody knows that. But don't be in the. This is not the time where you get in the kiddie pool.
yeah,
Get yourself a demo, a live account. We put the life preserver on you. We throw you in the deep end and you try to swim and save your life, but we promise we're going to save you.
that's
You
how
learn
I
how to
learned to
trade better
swim.
that way than with the
Yeah,
swimmels. Don't put the
yeah.
swimmels on. Your mom's be there spraying water on you. You don't need that. Put right in the deep end, and we're here to help you. I'm serious. So cheers.
We are helping them right now.
What I'm saying, we're not going to
Every
abandon you.
time we are helping them. So
Okay.
anyway, bro, let's have a good week. In fact, let's have a good month this week.
Okay.
How's that?
And it could start by watching the video you gave an hour ago. I'm sure more macro related. It's already garnered 72 views. Bravo. Bottom line, numbers don't lie, and that's good. That's good volume.
It's okay. All right,
All right.
so I'll catch you Thursday.
You got it, coach. Cheers.
All right,
Thanks for
Mike.
tuning in, everyone. Behind the scenes,
Thank
TGH as well. Thank you.
Adios. See you, Mike.